incredible.
The pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league. They have 126 walks allowed. They acquired Jared Weaver in the offseason, and he really has not panned out. He's off to one of the worst starts in any of the pitchers in 2017. He's 0-4 with a 6.05 ERA. In May alone, he already has 12 earned runs in May. And, another one of their pitchers, Clayton Richard, he's 2-4 with a 4.34 ERA. And, in May, he has 6 earned runs and 12 innings pitched. So they're not pitching well. And on top of that, they are also not batting well.
Right. But it kind of sucks because Manuel Margot is doing pretty good. His the past few at bats, his last.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome to this week's Hump Day Discourse.
Hump Day? I'm sorry, I had to say it.
Hump Day, thank goodness.
Put you back into it. No.
Right? Let me tell you.
Hump Day?
Right.
Yeah, somebody. We in here.
So we're going to help ease your way into Hump Day. You got to make your way into Hump Day. We got 3 hours left. Y'all better be humping on something.
Something, or at least like a dry hump. Like, can you at least?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, dinner should be just about finished, or you should be just about finished up with dinner. So.
Dessert should lead to innuendo, which should lead to at least a good dry hump. I'm just saying.
That sounds plausible to me.
Yeah, but there's theory and there's practice. So.
That's my mind.
Yep. There's theory and there is practice. Yeah, see, no one can hear it. See, she had great ideas for Hump Day.
I did. Oh, yeah, he can hear me.
Okay. She had great ideas for Hump Day.
My microphone. What were we saying?
We were talking about the possible theory versus practice of getting Hump Day at 3 hours left.
Because, all right, the problem is, you're tired. Everybody's tired by Hump Day. Fuck a Friday. You're tired on Monday.
Yeah.
So by Wednesday.
Like, Monday is Miss Me with the Bullshit Monday. And then it's it's Tell the Truth Tuesday, and honestly, you really don't want to be where you at. And then there's Hump Day, and you're like, I can't do it. I can't do it. That was smooth.
It really was.
It was so smooth.
I'm gonna switch this up so you keep talking while.
So there's, and then by the time you reach Hump Day, and you're like, oh, shoot, I really got to do something that's supposed to be fun. You don't feel like it. And so, okay, well, let me just warm our way up to it. So there's supposed to be, you're supposed to send a couple naughty texts, sometime around your lunch break.
With that.
And you try to set it up,
Like a what's the word I'm looking for?
Keep it a warm text. You got, warm. You got to simmer. You're like, hey, you.
You gotta at least initiate the thought. Start setting things up for yourself a little.
Let's think about you.
I miss you so much.
I miss you so much.
The way you smell.
What if you're lying? It doesn't matter. You're leading up to the hump. That's the whole point.
But what if you really do miss them and miss the way they smell?
Then this should not be that hard for you. Pun intended. It should not be that hard. Then it should be fine. But then by the time, you get home, it's like 6, 7 o'clock. Hey, babe.
Right.
And you get your hugs. You have that random, oh, I'm sorry, booty rub. Like, oh, I didn't know. Is that you? Oh, I'm so sorry. And you guys, maybe you make dinner together.
That would be fun. That's always fun to do something together.
Goddamn kids, get all that together. And so by the time you have your alone time, which should be about 9 o'clock, right about now.
Right.
You should be listening to us. Having some discussions of things, stimulating each other's mind.
Absolutely.
Looking at each other, because at this time, maybe he should be in the hooping shorts and the wife beater. You should probably be in one of his t-shirts, one of his old ass t-shirts, from intramurals back.
Oh,
you should have one of his shirts on. If your man's skinnier than you, then maybe you just have sheets and a smile, sis. Whatever
sheets
works.
Sheets and a smile.
Because that's my story. You know, I usually can't wear, you know, whatever dude I'm dealing with because skinny dudes seem to like me. So usually I'm in sheets and a smile.
You do the toga thing.
Yeah, kind of like
bring it back a little Roman thing.
Yeah, you know.
And so you could tie the sheet real like.
Yeah, real nice and drape it real specifically. Friends, Romans, countrymen.
Lend me yours.
Yeah, or
that's not Roman.
Yeah,
that's American, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Or lend me your penis, whatever. But
whatever you're gonna lend me, lend it now.
At least by 10:30, we are in foreplay mode, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I mean, but all of that is foreplay, isn't it?
It
like
should
the
be.
sexting, like first, I mean, like the sexting is all about creating the moment,
yeah,
you know, and leading into it.
Method. This
Absolutely,
is rudimentary tantric method. I ain't got no bae, so we ain't going through all this right now. So
you just texting people like, we gonna do this or not?
I am so close, dude. I'm so close. But actually, no. I feel like I hate the fact that I'm exercising a double standard, but I really don't believe in heteronormative gender roles anyway. But I can't handle the dude being like, so what you trying to do? I'm like, trying to drink water and mind my damn business. But you know, for me, if I do it, you know, since consent is so important, I make it very clear about giving that green light so a dude knows exactly what to do. He ain't got a question, you know, am I going about this properly? You know, if he has any decency about him, he's worried about things like this.
Right.
You know, he's concerned about this stuff. So he ain't gonna move till I get the green light. So, you know, I have to be like, so we in this to win this or not? You know. I get off work at 5, you know, I gotta, you know, I can make it home to shower, you know, shower, shave, or whatever, you know, if you really down, you know, he's like, no, come over. You can do all that here.
You can do that here. Right. Like,
that's when you've arrived.
Right. But you don't know if you've arrived yet until
you gotta like give that at least, you know, this is we are in the middle of cuffing season. We don't know if we got there yet. I think I've managed to, I'm free agent. I've managed to avoid several drafts over the years.
Drafts?
Yeah, I missed it. I can't. I'm not in pick me phase. I'm not trying to get chose during the preseason. I'm messing up as a person. So, you know, so this is the plan for those who are, you know, trying to get picked up, trying to get chose. This is how you need to, you know, do all that. Happy humping. You welcome.
You think anybody took notes?
If they did and were able to comment, then they really weren't listening. Because if you took the notes and followed them,
you should be busy right now.
Yeah, you should be busy right now. You really should be busy right now.
Oh my God. So why is it that, so I was talking to someone earlier this week, because funny you brought up foreplay.
Yes.
I was talking to someone earlier this week about foreplay specifically, and I was saying how foreplay isn't always like physical. No. And it's funny, you know, that you know, because you were like, we start with a text, and I was like, that is like, you have to break the ice, you have to reach through, you know, and like usually, like you said, you're at work until 5, you know, I'm at work until I leave. Yeah, and
exactly. the non-exempt employees at companies, they're there until they leave. Like salary, the check gonna be the same no matter how long they're there. So yeah,
absolutely. So, you know, I get home and, you know, but through this day, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, okay, how do I, you know, so then, so I'm working through my day, and of course, and don't let the initiation come from the other side, because then it messes me up all day long. You're like, because my brain starts turning, I start, you know.
And you're like, man, fuck this work.
Thinking about the methods, right? You start thinking about the methods, and you start reminiscing, especially if this is somebody you've been with.
And then you're like, what if I'll try something new? What if I'll blow the dust off the old playbook?
Right. What if I try, you know, right. It's hump day. Yeah. You know, like, it's a great excuse.
Into it.
Right. It's a great excuse to, you know, kind of go in a little bit. And, you know, so I was thinking about that, like how it all begins. And then I was thinking about like me and thinking to myself, like, oh shit. And then I wondered, like, how many of those like random inboxes that I get from random strangers all the time are them trying to initiate, you know.
Gosh, now that's like,
do you ever think about that?
Like I'm one hell of an overthinker. I'm one hell of an overthinker. Right. And you know, believe it or not, that has not, actually, you know what, I do. It happens immediately. That's probably why I can't really think of it right now. Like I'm all about reading in between the lines, not necessarily making something that isn't there, but when you're intuitive and you're discerning, you are able to read between the lines faster than most. So you know, usually there's, you know, hey, and it's like, hey, because you know what it is.
Because you know, right? Because I mean, hey. Look. half the time I see the inboxes and I see all the, you know how they separate on your phone. You got your dark and your light, which you've read and what you haven't, right?
Yeah.
So I wake up in the morning and most of my screen is dark because I've been receiving messages, you know, throughout the night that I have completely ignored because I was home. Yeah.
Minding your
my
business.
own fucking business, right? And so I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the names.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I know what this one wants. I know what this one wants. I know what this one wants. And then I see a name that I don't quite recognize.
Like, whose child is this? Like, you know, I really like,
and especially if somebody has like an interesting name. Yeah. Like just so then I want to see how interesting they really were. Did I get the hi? Or hey beautiful, or did they just go for the gusto and send me a picture of their private part?
Oh God,
you know,
that's a whole show, the unsolicited dick pic.
Oh my God. But you know what's so funny? Like I'm getting unsolicited everything these days, like from everybody. Like it's so strange.
You know, I'm sorry. I just had a whole moment. Like I had a whole moment. Like
I don't even go. Like my inbox, I like had to like form my messenger so that a lot of that shit got filtered out because it was really like literally filling up like and then like I'd miss messages like, you know, from people who like I need to connect with, you know, like the networking shit.
Exactly. I got
you know, because like
you
right, they'll be trying to hit you up and you're like, damn, I can't get to this person. So then you hoping, you know, this is Baltimore. So you're hoping you run into somebody.
Baltimore, listen. And you just be like,
oh, what's up? Yes. No, dick pics did not go out with AOL. He just asked if dick pics went out with AOL.
They're alive and well and they won't die.
Right. Like, I get unsolicited dick pics every day.
You know what hurts me the most?
What's that?
Is when you actually are talking to a dude and you've given him the blueprint on how to impress you, on how to keep you.
And then he still sends you the dick pic?
Sends you the shit in.
Anyway, yeah. Because, like, guys, you have to listen when women are speaking to you. They will tell you exactly what you have to do to get inside those pants. I mean, they will verbatim.
I gave you the blueprint on some Jay-Z shit.
Like, I mean.
Why are you going to send?
It's bullet pointed. Like, it's the Cliff Notes version. All you got to do is just go after it and you will get it. And but you will fuck it all up with the unsolicited dick pic.
Like one of my friends sent me this video of this Scottish dude who broke down how irritating dick pics are, and it was funny because it was even more funny because you know he had the how Scottish accent, and he was like, never ever in the history of humanity has a woman received an unsolicited dick pic and been like, hey mom, this is Richard. I think he's going to be really great for me.
Look.
Right. Like, and her mom be like, you know what, you're right, sister, he does look great. You know, matter of fact, baby, go ahead, lay down, spread it real quick. I'm going to take this picture, send it back. You need to send that back to... No.
That doesn't happen.
No, ever. Not never. Like...
All right, so we got 30 seconds, but he just asked, what about the unsolicited ass pic? Because you know girls do it. Yes.
There's some white folks in my family and I ain't got no butt, so we don't.
I ain't got it right. I don't have any ass. I don't send the unsolicited ass pic.
I ain't blessed like that, and I'm not gonna embarrass myself out there like that because I know.
Hold that thought. We're gonna get back to these unsolicited pics right after these. Go to break.
Join the club that gives you stuff. Hey, thanks! Radio Loyalty. Here's how it works. Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then, you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right? Radio Loyalty. Click that banner to join now.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Be Exposed Radio.
Well, if you made them, take care of them.
Yeah, that's period. The real. Right. That's the real deal.
It's period.
Right. And all that money shouldn't go toward this, money should go to, if the child is with one of the parents 24/7, 7 days a week, you don't even come get your child every day. You come get your child once a month maybe, or once every 3 months.
Right.
You cannot dictate where that money goes, especially if the child ain't calling you about nothing. Now, if the child calling you every week, then you can question about where the child support is going. But if every time you pick up the child, they look nice, they ain't complaining about nothing, why are you worrying about where the money go at?
It is what it is. Radio show.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com.
I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And
exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously, because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular, it's getting that person money, it's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, and I was thinking, like,
The Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
What do they say? Imitation is the best form of flattery?
Yeah, but he was really trying to like make point.
We're live though.
Okay, hey.
And we're back. Now, when we left you, we were talking about unsolicited messages. We'll just keep it general because we might dig into this a little bit tonight because it is a bit of an epidemic. Like, social media has made it so that the game is gone. Or do people just think that they're so pleasantly packaged that, you know, a man or a woman is going to what if they get a picture of a, like, do people actually respond differently than I do to these kinds of messages?
The thing, there are rules, there are levels to this shit.
There's levels to this? Okay, please enlighten me.
One thing that I learned, like, when I recently became single, which was like 8 years ago, one of my already single friends, long-term single friends, had, you know, clued me in. She's now getting ready to be married, but she gave me the rules on how it's supposed to go.
Okay.
She was like, listen. She was like, unsolicited dick pics or, you know, or private or any type of genital pics whatsoever should only be sent if you intend on having sex with this person within 48 hours of sending said picture.
Okay. Now, with that being said, I'm sure that the people who have sent me dick pics are hoping to have sex with me within 48 hours, or people who send these unsolicited pictures to people are intending to have sex with someone. But if you aren't sure that you're gonna have sex with that person within 40 hours, do you still send the pic?
Hell no. Like, that's the whole thing, is like, unless you are sure that that person wants that situation to happen, like, that's the whole thing that makes it wrong.
So this isn't something that you should use.
Dick pics are not wrong. The part that makes it wrong is the word unsolicited before the rest of the phrase. So that's the problem. It's not the problem.
I mean, every woman, wants a nice phrase. I'm just gonna call it a phrase. Everyone wants a nice phrase. Every man wants a nice phrase when we're interested.
Yes. You want the green light.
That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody. So the engineer said, like, everybody wants to see a nice piece of it. Like, absolutely, everybody wants that. The problem is when it's not solicited. One, it can be appalling.
Yeah, and it can be ill-timed. It's really more so timing than anything.
Yeah, because like if I'm in the middle of work and I get a message and I'm walking down the hallway, I might be walking next to a judge. Yes. I might be walking next to anybody.
Boss. Like, I could be sitting, and I mean, in the middle of a board meeting trying to take minutes. Like, I could be anywhere.
And then
somebody could be nosy AF in my job, because there's always that one nosy motherfucker always
somebody
in your business.
Absolutely.
That might be sitting up there peeking and peeping and so forth and so on, looking over at your phone, seeing what may have popped up and things of that nature.
Absolutely.
And so that's a whole other situation. But also, if timing being how well you know this person, how well you guys are getting along. Like, if you guys are like literally just still in the inbox phase, that's not the time.
Right.
If you guys haven't at least had a couple of dates, what are you doing?
I agree with that. If you haven't gone out at least one good time and made some sort of like real connection, like nothing that's just that virtual. Now, I'm not saying that a virtual connection can't grow to be,
but it takes longer.
So the initial picture that you send should be PG-13.
Thank you.
Okay.
It should be PG-13. But especially like if you're not sure where that stands, I mean, like, you really have to be careful with your timing. You really have to understand who you're dealing with. And honestly, I really feel like communication-wise, I've been noticing in communication that, certain words don't mean the same thing. I work off of strictly what the dictionary says versus what societal standards has allowed. So I'm really in a point where I have to teach dudes, like, no, that's not what this means. This is what it means societally speaking, but this is what actually means in the dictionary, and this is how I operate. So this is where you need to be. If you and also people are not actively listening. Men specifically, women, like it really is like, it's not, I can't even make this gender specific. People are not actively listening.
Right.
So with that being said, people aren't paying attention to what is being said, and also what is not being said. No one is really a master as far as effectively communicating, and effective communication comes from active listening. If you are not really looking at the words that are being said, like, what's the point of texting if you're not even going to bother to pay attention to the messages that I'm sending, the content, the timing, which, there's a whole lot to communication, not just the words themselves, but as far as when and what, what am I speaking to, so forth and so on. Like, people will give you the blueprint if you would pay the fuck attention. Like, it really would help a great deal.
If you paid more attention. Like, I mean, people will tell you exactly what they need, but you know what, it's not always easy to hear. I guess, like, because I think about, like, relationships I was in. I'm sure women have been very forthcoming with information to me, just thinking that we were just talking about women to men, but I'm just thinking my own experiences with women. Like, I'm sure many of my exes will attest that they were very clear to me what they wanted and what they needed, and my ass was still doing whatever the hell.
Like you're doing. And that's very disheartening to deal with as far as on a dating front, when you are trying to be in a peaceful situation where you don't have like this discourse at some point, because it makes you more frustrated, because it's like, I did my job as far as making it very clear. No games, no double talk, no saying one thing meaning something else. I've been clear and I've been consistent, and you were just over here somewhere that I wasn't even following or trying to be.
Right.
And, you know, and you're looking at me like I did something wrong. It's like, no, like this isn't me, this is you.
Right.
You didn't listen. And you know, that bothers some. I know it bothers me. Why is that so? And it's just, I literally like my Bumble, exactly Bumbles, for real. Like, I'm on the dating app Bumble, and I literally had like this whole conversation with a dude. And first of all, if I ever reach a place where I have to teach you, you'll never see me naked. Like, if I feel like I have to teach you, you will never see me naked. And so I had to have a whole teachable moment with this dude that he was not prepared to have.
No,
or rather, not prepared to have. He wasn't ready to receive.
Hold that thought. We need to take a break. We're going to get back to this teachable moment. I need to know what the hell she was teaching.
Oh, no.
We'll be right back with this week's Hump Day Discourse.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
So I got to look at this.
Oh, my
Just
God.
look at this.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live United. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country 32 years, and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community, many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home, and to gain the tools for our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we do, we unite them. We make the community stronger. What I do is something I wish someone had done for me, and I am so grateful I am able to. My name is Meera Batra. I help families see opportunities and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Because I cannot have a little boy doing some of the... Oh, shit, we are live.
You mommy.
Welcome back. We had a whole mommy conversation. But we are back, and we are going to get to the topic at hand, because we have been talking about all kinds of crazy crap. And it all led up to something. Believe it, we had a rhyme or reason to this shit. So... tonight's episode of How I Talked Myself Out of Some Ass will commence now. So the reason I had, my special guest host, Najah B. Najah, on the show is because when I tell you she has got the war stories, we are going to get into
right now, man.
Right. Why and how I talked myself out of some ass. So these are about some of the war stories that we've encountered via dating apps, first dates, phone calls. Shit. There's people who've talked themselves out of ass in the same damn bed with me. Yes. Like when I tell you it happens, it happens. So we're going to start with
today.
We're going to start with today. Wait, this shit happened today. All right. So what happened today?
So this gentleman, I happened to see his profile, and it wasn't so much that I necessarily liked him. He was aesthetically pleasing. However,
aesthetically pleasing is good.
It's good, but what caught my eye was the fact of he listed one of his interests being Kama Sutra. That would have been fine if he actually spelled Kama Sutra correctly.
The producers and I laughed so hard. I soundproof for him. Yes, that was funny. But yes.
So I'm a little sociopathic in nature, and I have a mean vocabulary. Put those two things together. This boy was destined. He wasn't gonna make it. Poor pumpkin. Poor little ting ting.
Poor thing.
So I swiped right. Just to see what would happen.
Why?
Just because I had time today.
And grins.
Because I had time today and I'm timing up. And guess who likes me too? So I sent him a message because Bumble works if the woman does not send, the men can't contact you if the woman does not send a message first. Okay. So I sent him a message.
It's been a little bit since I was on a date nap, so you gotta give me the 411 on a date nap while you're
I was like, greetings to you. I read your profile. May I ask why the interest in Kama Sutra? I made sure I spelled it correctly, just so that he would. Hint, example.
Hint. You spelled it wrong. You dumb ass person.
Because male fragility, I had to do it this way.
Right.
So
gotta stay in control.
Yeah. So he's like, I just like the ways of Sutra. I'm sure for you to be curious, you must have some interest. I'm an adventurer, like to explore. Please understand that I've had to navigate through this man's writing, and it's not really like the best. Like, you know how Wendy Williams said that Beyonce speaks like a 5th grader? Like she has a 5th grade education?
He's probably like 2nd grade.
He's in the 8th grade, but really his reading level is probably about 6 or 5. So we're gonna
okay, so he's not completely dumb.
Not completely.
Okay. At least he made it to teenagehood.
So I responded. I said, I researched Kama Sutra and the Tantric method at the age of 15. We'll talk about that for another show.
Wait. He did what? At the age of 15?
I did. I said, I told him, I responded. I said, I researched Kama Sutra and the Tantric method at the age of 15. We'll talk about that another show.
Right.
He was like, really, what do you find exciting? I was like, I was just wondering why you misspelled the term on your profile. Boom. He's like, oh, that's a typo. I never thought about that.
So our engineer asked, for our listeners, since this has to be a learning experience,
yes,
can you please spell Kama Sutra?
Kama Sutra is 2 words.
2 words.
2 words. Kama, K-A-M-A. Sutra, S-U-T-R-A. Kama Sutra is I believe Indian practices of lovemaking.
Absolutely.
Tantric method is also Indian practice in regards to Kama Sutra is more the positions, Tantric is more of the execution, if you will.
Yeah, the mental. It's more the mental. It's more psychological. Right. It's more psychosomatic.
Because I was a 15-year-old and a virgin and a super hardcore geek, and when you don't know what you're doing, but you know that you're supposed to be engaging in sex at some point, what do? Like any geek, you research it. So I found
Trey said it's more than just the pictures.
It's more than just pictures.
It
is more than just pictures.
Look, research it. It's worth it. Yeah. It'll change your life.
Yeah.
I was just going to throw that out there because,
Yeah. And he's like,
I told you last episode, get a library card.
Enoch Pratt got you real good, homie.
Yes, they do. Whole sections.
And if you're in the county, BCPO got you too. Bless him.
So anyway,
he's like, he was like, oh, that's a typo. And then he was like, I never thought about that. What is it? Is that all that you got out of my profile? I responded and said, oh, far from it. I also noticed that you desire a calm, genteel woman that can exercise proper decorum. I'm taking that that hasn't always been the case with you.
Genteel woman.
Because his profile was that he desired a woman that knew how to control her emotions and knew how to behave. And that actually, let me go back and say, look,
why would you put that in a profile?
I'm not going to paraphrase.
I guess you need to be honest, right?
He was like, single, calm, and collected man that's outgoing, outspoken, and goofy, likes to play and make jokes. I'm looking for a classy lady that knows what she wants and can control herself. Someone that can differentiate between emotion and feelings, calm, humble, and reliable.
And every word of his profile made me zip my fly up that much further.
Yeah, I'm not rainforesty down there. Trust me. Anyway, so his response was, well, I've never had to experience anything about that. I'm just stating my wants in a woman and quality of woman that I want. I don't think anybody without that quality can have a great experience with me.
Without what quality? Being humble?
Or calm.
Or calm.
To control.
So in other words, you're not working with any equipment.
So
because she has to be humble.
I worked with this, so I digested that. So my response was, does this mean that her personality and capability should never outshine your own?
Ooh.
And he responded and said, actually, I see equality in any friendship or relationship
Hey, Ray.
I have. So it has nothing to do with that. I just want a woman that can control herself and be respectful, and I will do the same. So,
what does he mean by respectful?
I'm sorry. So I respond, I say, forgive me. It is difficult for me to wrap my brain around this because I've never needed to be, quote unquote, controlled by anyone. I have home training, so I rarely have to be collected in public.
Right.
I thought this was something that was understood upon entering into adulthood. What on earth have you experienced?
Right.
So he goes into this diatribe.
Oh my gosh, is that all him?
All him, honey.
Okay, so this thing is like, it's taking up the whole
screen. The whole screen.
The whole
screen. And I got an LG K30. This ain't a small
It's not
screen.
a little screen.
He's like, well, I think you should speak for yourself, but you don't know what is out there. I'm happy for you that you had a good upbringing and home training. Anyway, like I said, nothing is being experienced, but I have friends that have had some bad experience, and he shared it with me. I don't see no reason why you can't just put it out there what you want in a woman. You said it's something you understand upon entering into adulthood. That is kind of funny. Like I said, I'm an adventurer and I explore and I listen to people, and I've heard people talking about some weird stuff that you can't even imagine a grown woman will say and think it's appropriate. I'm not saying women are bad, but we are in a system where everything is controlled in a fucked up way. So if you're not careful, you buy the wrong idea. Now keep in mind, please pay attention to a lot of the grammatical errors that you may have noticed when I read this, because I did not make any corrections.
Okay, but my question to this is, this conversation happened today. Got it. I just wanted to reiterate that. I had to wrap my head around that. So so this is the first conversation you and he have ever had, because you swiped right today. Okay, just had to make that clear. Okay, keep going.
So once again, when I realized what I was getting into, I was like, you know what, I got time.
No, I would have been like the Sahara fucking desert.
I already was. I was like, because I realized I'm in teaching mode right now.
Right. You're trying to help him not do the things that will keep you from getting some ass.
Time to entertain this shit, and I just don't want the sister to have to go through it. So let me teach this man before he finds her. So I was like, I got time. You see, I got my response right here.
Right.
So I'm like, I do agree that there's nothing wrong with setting forth your desires and intent out into the universe. Although I normally despise giving unsolicited advice, I cannot help but to highlight that the same words of wisdom regarding how I should only be speaking for myself that you just bestowed upon me can be used also to your benefit. You should make sure that this is, that what it is you ask the universe for is the desire of your heart, not out of fear of someone else's experience. You are your own man, and your desires in a partner could very well be coincidentally similar to your friend, but you and your friend are not the same being. Also, I had proper home training, but it was instilled not without error, lack, and turmoil. For every golden moment, there were a few gray moments to match it. I don't play games with these hoes.
And mind you, he has officially talked his way out of some ass. He officially talked his way out of some ass in a message, which is funny because he doesn't know. She could have been the one, but had his profile said something to the point of, I'm looking for someone to know and grow with, and have a good time, and we live life unapologetically together, just to coin myself, right? And you would have still swiped right, and then you would have had a whole different conversation. So happy hour later, I have something to do at 9, but we could have caught up with each other at 5 when I get off. If you want to catch somewhere close to my job, we can have a beer and we can discuss this further. But he has already talked himself out of some ass from the profile picture, from the profile.
But wait, he keeps going.
What do you mean he keeps going?
Sis. He's like, well, I appreciate your words and points, but if you look vividly at all I said, you will see the part about how I pay attention to people and listen. So with that being said, not being said. I know, sis. Okay. I learn from people's mistakes and experiences, but can you learn from your own grammatical errors? Anyway, so back to what I said. I don't want to have a woman that can't control herself and doesn't know the difference between emotions and feelings. A woman that knows the different between the two and can control it would be better to deal with and appreciate.
Please don't have grammatical errors when you're trying to tell us off.
Please don't.
Because that just really does not go well.
English major got something for that ass. Do you understand?
Shit.
And I can give you proper King's English, or I can give you urban colloquialisms, whichever you want. I got you, bruh. But anyway, I respond, I say, correct. Feelings are fleeting, but emotions are clear and concrete. He says that's absolutely correct. I figured I'd massage his ego for a minute or three. It won't last long. I say, also, my outward behavior may not be an indicator of my emotional state. He's like, nice. Like I said, massaging the ego, it doesn't last long. He said, I was like, being emotional, however, is a human thing. We all experience emotion.
Absolutely.
He continues, yes, we are all like, I do sometimes too.
Wait,
about
I'm
how,
sorry.
Yes, dear. Listen,
does he mean
listen?
like
I know what you mean. Listen, I know. But look.
I'm sorry.
He's like, and here's the giveaway. Yes, we are all like, I do sometimes too, about how I feel about my past marriage and son. There it is. There it is. Like the therapist off a different road. Bingo. Right. So, but I'm always strive to be a better person and be in control of it. Now, either he has horrible grammar or he is a slave to talk to text. Either or. Which means that his diction is probably crap. But anyway, so I won't transfer aggression because sometimes if you are not careful, you will get carried away and make mistakes. Beside your profile and here's where I got hot. He was like, beside your profile, last pictures look kind of different. Why do you have two different people on your profile? I was like, what?
What does he mean?
He said that he felt like the last two, I have like 5 pictures, and the last 2 that are in the profile, he feels looks different from the first 3.
Well, you're trying to give an array of what you may look like.
At
the end of the day, you're on a dating app.
Yes.
So the idea is that you're going to date someone and potentially fuck this person.
So I want you to
you want it all right. So you can make an informed decision whether we're going to go further with this. Like before you swipe right.
There you go.
I want you to see everything you might be in store.
Me in all 4 seasons, and in special occasions. I gave literally that.
Because some people want to know if they can take you on a date. So you have to look date appropriate. You have to look chill appropriate. You have to look work appropriate.
I'm giving you all of my seasons.
Look, I mean, the dude just finished saying he was looking for someone who knew how to carry herself. So the idea of having 5 pictures, your stage picture probably.
I had a wedding picture. I was in a wedding party. I had my maid of honor shot. I had my hair in braids. I had my hair in its natural state, full.
Just giving it a little bit because you have a little diversity. Trying to give
I gave you
give the viewer a diversity.
I gave you the twist out. I gave you the wash and go. I gave you braided and twisted. I gave you my semi-formal attire. I gave it all. So I'm like, dude, I was like, I'm the same person, just different makeup, hair, and lighting. And this is where I didn't know you could die an even bigger death, but here we go. He's like, really? Well, this is why I don't appreciate all this Western attachment of beauty. African women are queen. They are beautiful without any makeup and attachment. You mean accoutrement? Anyway, sometimes you can't tell what you are looking at when women apply all this deceit and mind game tactics Western world play on our mind. That makes us think we are not women enough without makeup. You ain't even a full hotep, bruh. You ain't even really operating a full hotepery, but you're trying and you're failing. My response was slow blink. Literally, that was like, I literally have asterisk, slow blink, asterisk. That is my response.
Slow blink.
And trust me, the response for that was a very long time for him because my slow blink in real life is
like
vicious.
Like you on some oh yeah, you on some slug shit.
And I hold.
You gotta pause and feel.
And I hold the
feel
gaze
your slow blink. Wait, one more time. Ready? With the slow blink. Right. Because it's that serious. I'm really trying to write. Don't do that again. It's scary.
My slow blink will make you uncomfortable. That is the goal. I want you to feel uncomfortable and maybe rethink what the fuck you just said.
Like, have you lost your mind?
You lost your mother. Because your mother's not here, so somebody has to help you. So that's why my slow blink is how it is. And he's like, I would like to know you and see more of your recent pictures if you don't mind. And then says, so how many kids you got?
What? How many kids you got? What the hell?
My cutout was right here. It was right here.
But Ren, why does that?
Ren, it was right here. It was right here, Ren.
But what is?
Ren, it was so right here, and I was just like, I'm at work, yo. I'm gonna chill. So I responded. I said his name. Because we're protecting the not so innocent here.
We have 30 seconds, so come on, pull it through.
I was like, all except for 2 pictures on my profile were taken in 2008. No, I will not provide you with other pictures. I have 1 child by my ex-husband. I was married before. Forgive me for saying this, but I don't think that you are altogether prepared to date.
Because he talked himself
out of some ass.
Out of some ass.
Break time?
And on that note, we're going to take that break. Cheers. We'll be right back with this week's Hump Day Discourse.
You know there's more to this, right?
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run. The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, won with a home run.
Hit the home run.
Right. They were going into that National series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game. That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a negative 65, which is just horrible. So when you have, well, let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the
how much you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that you're
in your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like negative 65, this early in the season is pretty rough.
That's horrible.
The pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league. They have 126 walks allowed. They acquired Jared Weaver in the offseason, and he really has not panned out. He's off to one of the worst starts in any of the pitchers in 2017. He's 0-4 with a 6.05 ERA. In May alone, he already has 12 earned runs in May. And, another one of their pitchers, Clayton Richard, he's 2-4 with a 4.34 ERA. And, in May, he has 6 earned runs and 12 innings pitched. So they're not pitching well. And on top of that, they're also not batting well.
Right. But it kind of sucks because Manuel Margot is doing pretty good. His the past few at bats.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We are going live. We are back, and I have a question for her. Yes, Ed. We're gonna call him Ed. Ed has talked his way out of some ass in probably about a 15-minute text conversation on a dating app today. But my question is this. What the hell made you swipe right? Like, you read the same profile I read.
I told you.
It's because he spelled a word wrong. He
spelled a word wrong, and I am sociopathic in nature and a little bit of a grammar Nazi. And you put those two together, and that's what makes me swipe right. And I'm bored at work. I'm really bored at work right now, and I had time today, so
I figured you would swipe right and have some fun. Now you're completely all right. You have to understand from his point of view, you swiped right. You know what I mean? Which means he's thinking, at least in the smallest way, you're interested. So he's coming at it like, yay.
How this shit unfolds.
Well, but he's all like, yay, you know, I done got one, because he done already swiped you right.
Right.
So he's like, yay, somebody's responded, you know, I'm not a complete dick, I done made a friend, and then you hit him with you spelled the word wrong.
No, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
That is exactly what happened. I'm not even going to sit up here and lie to y'all. Like, that's exactly what happened. But, you know, if he feels like he found a friend, friends correct their friends when they're out of order.
I mean, real friends can call their friends out. So
exactly. So I'm just doing my friendly job. I'm good at this friendship shit. Relationship, But
you be friends.
I'm good with my friend game. My friend game's strong. Like, I got it. So, you know, when I told him that I don't think that he's altogether prepared to date, that was a delay. There was a few minutes went by for that one. And he was
Did he come back with a novel?
No, he was like, really? All he can't say was really. I was like, oh shit, let me watch how I handle this.
Right.
And so I was like, no, I backpedaled slightly. I don't fully backpedal. I don't believe in the backpedal, but I did. I was like, keep in mind, this is just an observation.
Right. Really?
And he was like, how do you come to that conclusion? Was it because I said something about my old marriage and my son? I was like, that statement isn't what fostered my observation. And he was like, so can you put some light into why you jump into that conclusion, please?
What did you say?
I told him, I said, if you'd never been married before, my opinion would have remained the same. But as I stated before, merely an opinion. And so he's like, you still haven't said why you have that opinion about me. I'm expecting people to have reasons why they have opinions about something. I don't think it really makes sense when people say this is what they think, but they don't have a reason to back it up. Now, mind you, I had plenty of reason. He was just mad patient. He was just flying off because I knew he was high.
Right.
So, you know, but I was already prepared for this shit. Like, I was so ready.
You were hoping for
because
it.
I had time! I know,
because you're sociopathic. Let's just keep it real. You're sociopathic. You wanted that shit.
But I'm sociopathic for the growth and development and evolution of other people.
Okay.
I don't think anyone really understands how they act. I know where I am. Okay. Admitting that you have a problem is the first step towards recovery, and folks are out here thinking they ain't got no fucking problems. And so that's where I'm at.
You figured you just point his problem out to him.
Okay?
Okay.
Remember, he's in
You're going to point out a problem in a complete stranger.
From someone who believes in Karma Sutra, I feel like he wouldn't have a problem with it. But anyway.
Right.
So he's like, either opinion or statement or fact. Reason should be the second point to make it more reasonable. So I decided to enlighten him. He wanted supporting fact.
Okay.
I provided it.
Okay, so what did you say?
I said, my opinion is based on all, not some, of our conversation thus far. You are not ready to date because you don't think highly of women. You may not think maliciously of women, but not highly enough for you to be able to healthily function and thrive in the kind of relationship that you desire to have based upon your profile. In summation, you still have some healing and growing to do, and that's not a bad thing. What is bad is to not acknowledge that this may need to be done.
And instantly, his balls shrunk and shrunk and shrunk until they magically disappeared. He has a vagina now. She has created a lesbian. Shut up. Congratulations. You created a lesbian out of a man. You must be like a genetic engineer.
He still loves us. Anyway.
Right. He still loves us, but he's now a woman.
Me right
so
now.
He's a lesbian.
Shut up. I responded, or rather he responded. He was like,
you demasculate. Thank you.
I did not emasculate him. Stop it.
Emasculate.
I did not. I enlightened him. Okay. I did not emasculate him.
You enlightened him in an emasculating way.
I did not. I said it with all the love in my little heart. Okay.
For him, the stranger. Right.
It was all that I could sum up for a stranger. But you know what?
That was a verbal castration.
It was not a verbal castration. He wanted my opinion and the supporting factors on it, and I gave it.
He did not want you to grab his swinging thing and take a machete to it.
I did not take a machete. It may have been a laser, but it was not a machete.
You castrated him.
I did not.
So what did he say after that?
He LOL'd.
Right.
He said, well, we all want to keep growing, but what I will not accept is about not thinking highly of a woman. That is totally wrong. I know some women have it altogether smart and respectful. I was like, well, I didn't expect you to. It is a hard pill to swallow. Now, however, if you have found these smart and respectful women that have it all together, then you should have no issues. Specifically,
So why is he on the dating app then?
That's what I'm saying.
But mind you, at this point, he's been castrated. And considering what he said, you probably aren't the first woman to do so.
I just figured, like, you know, a couple of folks, and you need to hear it a few times in order for it to resonate. I just doing
So
my
you
part.
just figured you
I
were
was
just
doing my part.
3 times the charm, maybe?
You know, in this Karma Sutra thing, you know? So I'm just like, let's do that.
I wish y'all could really, really hear my engineer. Like, it is the funniest thing ever. We got 15 seconds. So you know what? We're not even going to go there in these 15 seconds because he has no balls. You got no dick. And we need to take a break. So we'll be right back with this week's Hump Day Discourse.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Oh, really? Really? Love you too. Back to it. I love you too. It's all right.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait. Mom, what?
What? Hold
What'd
on.
you say? Wait a second. What?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusey. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Keyboard cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story, adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund.
Just a Bit Outside radio show.
There is one glaring stat that I read about while watching the games over the weekend. New York Yankees went 22 straight innings with at least one strikeout.
Really?
That's a major league record for the postseason.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an interesting statistic.
It is, you know, and then when you think about it, it's like, okay, you know, that, to me, that's like a big reason why, you know, they're losing right now.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com.
I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And
exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular, it's getting that person money, it's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, yes. And I was thinking, like, you know,
The Artist Exchange radio show.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Here's what you missed on Salacious Life Radio.
You know, when it comes to your children, especially if you're dating someone that you actually like, you do want it to work. So you're gonna hope and encourage the relationship between your child and that person because you like that person, you know, so you're gonna hope for the best. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't work and you can't make it work. You can't force it. It's like a branch. You keep bending it, eventually it'll snap, and even if you put it back together, it'll never be what it once was. But you definitely pray on it. You hope for the best, you know, because like nobody wants to spend the rest of their life alone just because a particular relationship didn't work out, but you had this beautiful creature as a result of it, you know. But you don't want to necessarily spend and you're not.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Right. We're back, and we are back.
Hey.
Look, I know I just dug in your ass because you verbally castrated. I mean, you literally shrunk this man's balls to non-existence with your comments of him not being ready for a relationship. And I know I kind of jumped on you like, you know, why would you do this to somebody? So just please explain to me, like, this is a stranger. What made you feel so compelled to teach him? Now, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I am not saying it's right or wrong, because for real, people who really care should have enough balls to dig in other people's asses. So, and I'm with the people digging my ass all the time, and I'm grateful for it.
I get carried,
so I'm grateful for it.
I get carried and collected.
Right.
By people who love me.
People hand me my shit every fucking day.
And because of that, I did.
You feel like you need to pay it forward.
Pay all the way forward.
Because I gotta be honest, like,
it was like I was upset about because of the times that I've had to be collected, I've had to be carried. It's the fact of the matter is, I understand the simple fact that it touched me because the fact of he is divorced. And I've been divorced for about 6 years. I've been separated for 8. Like, you know, so I've been in singlehood for 8 years.
Right.
And in those 8-year period, I can honestly tell you that in no way, shape, form, or fashion was I ready to be in a relationship. And I had to do the work.
He does, I have to be honest, he sounds like he's fresh out of his marriage.
Exactly. And I know what it's like to be fresh.
I know what it's like to be fresh. Being fresh out your long-term relationship or marriage,
because marriage involves paperwork, my friend.
Right, so it's like extra shit. Like it's like the emotional detachment, but then there's like the legal detachment, the financial detachment. Then you got to figure out what you're gonna do with your children.
Yeah,
like it's a whole nother beast. Divorce is such a drag. Try not to marry and then divorce if you can,
if at all possible.
If at all possible, it's such a drag.
Be brave in the beginning. Be brave.
You hear me say it every time. Love life. Be brave.
Be brave. I'm trying to
and
tell
like, look, no marriage is a walk in the park from the beginning. So, like, relationships on that caliber take a lot of work.
Yeah. So when and the whole thing is that one thing must be understood when you're getting divorced or you're ending a relationship. Even the demise of your relationship was a joint effort.
Right.
Even the demise of it, you guys still demolished this motherfucker together.
Right.
It may not have been more work on one end than the other, but you
both
played a
somebody
part.
Allowed it.
I don't care.
Somebody did the deed. Somebody, like, you know what I mean? Like, it could be anything,
I don't care if it's 50,
it always takes
I don't care if it's 60-40. I don't care if it's 95-5. Y'all both did it together. You did it together.
Because if one person wasn't in on the demise, guess what? It wouldn't end.
It wouldn't end. Or even if you say if you had no part, then you weren't in a relationship. So what the hell are you mourning for?
Right.
So like,
and you had to mourn relationships.
In order to mourn a relationship, you had to be all the way fully involved, and that means your involvement is all the way up from the initiation to its demise.
Absolutely.
If you weren't, if you had no part, then you were never in a relationship. So what are you mourning for? Dry your eyes, kid. But you play a part. And the whole thing about that is when you understand that first, and you have to understand what part you played specifically. Go through the game tapes, take that inventory, and do that work.
I tell people all the time, reflection is key.
It's very key.
You have to learn, like, you should be taking something from every relationship.
I spent the first 3 years
But this is my thing, though.
Like, inventory.
What if he thinks, what if Ed thinks, because I don't know his name. Yeah. I didn't read it. I don't know his name. But what if Ed thinks that saying I want an humble and quiet woman is him taking inventory, the things that he wanted with his wife that he doesn't get. Now, to most women, reading that is like, it's like telling a woman, take your shoes off on all your clothes and go cook me something to eat. Like,
but the whole thing about that is
it comes off very.
But the whole thing about it is that based upon how he described himself, that kind of woman is not someone that he can really be with.
Right.
So that's not really, that's
not realistic.
It's not that it's not realistic. He hasn't done the work because that's completely counter opposite. So he's like, he's making it sound one way, but he really, really wants is this. So once again, you haven't done the work because you aren't even keeping it real with yourself about what you really, really need. You want what you prefer right now, what is easy for you right now.
I just don't understand this.
You're not doing the work.
Where are his friends? Like, if you behave,
sometimes we have those moments where
I just wonder, like, because, like, I'm gonna tell you now, if you do some dumb shit,
yeah, man.
Like if you do some dumb shit, like
yeah,
it will be all the way. I will call you all the way out on that shit.
Exactly.
Like Najah,
says,
you know where we been.
Says,
you know where we going.
Yeah.
What the fuck you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where is his friends?
Where your friends at? Where your people at? And the whole thing is like he's, you know, and I can't speak for that. I can't. But one thing I will say is that no matter, and even if he could have the best friends in the goddamn world, if he doesn't do the work, if he doesn't get fully introspective in regards to how he wound up at this
He'll
point,
never have sex again.
Not even having sex
unless
again.
He buys it.
Nothing good will ever come out of any connection that he makes. He will do more harm than good. And I'm a testament to that.
I don't know.
There's a lot of stupid shit that I did.
Said he would have sex. Like,
oh, he'd have sex, but he wouldn't be fulfilled. I can preach to that. I can testify to that.
Yeah, he won't have that good shit. Like, I mean, he's sitting talking about the Kama Sutra, but what many people don't know is that the Kama Sutra is very sapiosexual.
Yes, it is.
So saying dumb shit like stay in your place is not going to make a woman feel sexy.
Work. That's never going to work.
Like, you will women are celebrated if you really study the Kama Sutra.
Exactly.
Women are celebrated. So to belittle one,
yeah,
in an indirect way, isn't going to help you.
Yeah, because even still, like, you could find someone and this is her nature. Everything that you ask for, this could be a woman. You can find a woman that this is her inherent nature.
Right.
You would ruin her. Ruin her. She would be a shadow of her former self if he does not do the work and realize exactly what he has. He would ruin her. He would cripple her. Because even still, you can still be quiet and you can be humble and you can have proper decorum. All these things I do have.
Right. But that's boring.
But it's not even about it being boring.
No, but it is, though. Think about it. Okay. Like, if there's no challenge, right? Like, for real.
Exactly.
Like, think about it. If there's no challenge in a relationship at all, right?
How you going to grow?
How you going to grow? Where's the what's the word? There's no interest there. Like, there's no excitement.
Someone who hasn't grown, someone who isn't trying to grow, wants to be in a situation where no growth is even, where growth is even
an option. Who want to live like that?
Somebody who hasn't done the work.
But he don't really want to live like that. He just thinks he wants to live like that.
Exactly, which gives me the point of he hasn't done the work. It's still fresh, and he doesn't know what he's doing. Hence why I told him,
you haven't done the work.
You are not ready to be in a relationship. I did that for his benefit, for his well-being, to protect,
My question is this, and we have no clue. Like, I wonder, I'm just curious, if anybody knows Ed, I wonder, did Ed hear you?
No.
He got defensive.
He got defensive, and then he wanted to question my interactions as far as, like, did I have men in the home and so forth and so on.
Men in the home?
As far as, like, my previous relationships, that I have a proper father figure in the home, so forth and so on.
What the hell?
Yeah. I let him know very clearly.
That's very private.
It's very private.
And he had not earned the right to talk about that.
And I told him, I was like, I basically discussed what, your producer and I, we were discussing in regards to the fact of, I said ever so kindly, but not a direct quote, that you pretty much, you like pussy, but you don't like women. And so, basically, I was like, you don't like pussy. You like pussy. You like pussy.
Oh, he absolutely likes pussy, but he doesn't. He doesn't want a woman.
I was like, because you can't even really think outside of the fact of that. I was like, you pretty much talk about, like, the deceit of women wearing makeup is a deceitful thing, or, like, so, like, yo, you don't like women.
You don't like women. You know what? On that note, we're going to take a break. And then we'll talk about somebody else that talk their way out of some ass.
Oh, you got it? You got one?
I always got one.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run. The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, one with a home run,
hit the home run.
Right. They were
going into that national series, it seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game. That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a negative 65, which is just horrible. So when you have well, let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the
how much you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that you're
then your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like negative 65, this early into the season is pretty rough.
That's horrible.
The pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league. They have 126 walks allowed. They acquired Jared Weaver in the offseason, and he really has not panned out. He's off to one of the worst starts in any of the pitchers in 2017. He's 0-4 with a 6.05 ERA. In May alone, he already has 12 earned runs in May. And, another one of their pitchers, Clayton Richard, he's 2-4 with a 4.34 ERA. And, in May, he has 6 earned runs and 12 innings pitched. So they're not pitching well. And on top of that,
you are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We are back. And listen, so we have been talking, right? Like we're gonna have to put a aggressive in between, because y'all be missing out.
Trevor Noah can have that behind the scenes. I don't understand why we can't have it.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that. Maybe that's a 2020, Be Exposed Radio thing. We'll do like the behind the scenes.
Yeah, man.
Because when I tell you, this shit is real. So now, disclaimer.
All right.
Let me just put this out there. All right. I am very satisfied in my relationship status.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Let me just say that. So, anybody who's watching, don't send me a dick pic.
Try it.
I'm good.
I wish you
If I don't come after you, I'm not interested. Right? Because that's just, that's my MO. Let's just call it what it is. I don't like to be
screenshot queen. I'll be like, no, ain't nobody sent for you, bro.
I'm not a seeker.
No.
But if I want it, I go get it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm very happy in my relationship status right now. However,
I love the however.
Because every so often you gotta shut somebody all the way down. Because see, unlike my friend Najah here, I'm a little bit more diplomatic and sensitive to the way
why do you make?
I'm just saying,
right,
I'm a lover.
All right.
You're a Taurus, I'm a Scorpio. I'm a lover.
You're right.
Right. So I'm gonna try to preserve your feelings.
I gave him the horns. My bad.
I'm at least gonna numb the shit before I cut the balls off, right? So
first of all, you're a Scorpio, you literally are a Scorpion. You have all this fucking venom and shit, but you're nicer though. What?
I am nicer.
My horns, these people are healed for my horns. God,
Scorpios are nicer. So let me tell you why. It's because one, I venom is for special occasions.
Okay.
Damn, you've seen a Scorpio bite before. I'm sure everybody has.
Y'all, shit.
Everybody's seen one. It's for special occasions. We do not waste a Scorpio bite on an inbox.
Yeah, nah.
So let me just say this. So I have one particular inbox, and it was weird because he kept changing his name because I kept this was on Facebook inbox. So he kept changing name, but the picture was the same.
Jesus.
And the conversation was the same.
Oh God.
No, mind you, this boy is looking for a mistress. Not a mistress y'all thinking, a mistress BDSM.
Oh yeah, okay, I got you. I feel you.
Okay. A mistress. Mind you, I'm not practicing right now. It's right. Yeah. I'm not beating nobody's ass. I'm not, I'm not whipping anybody. I'm just not in the mood. It's wintertime. It's cold. I don't want to fucking come out. I want to be curled up in front of somebody's fire with somebody's blanket.
That's what it is.
Right. I got like 8 bottles of wine in my house that should carry me straight through the snow.
Yep.
All right. So, with all that being said, this guy, he wants a mistress, right? And I told him I wasn't practicing and that I wasn't taking on any slaves, any subordinates at this point because I'm not practicing, right?
Yeah. Love you.
Love you all.
Yes.
For real. But I'm not practicing because for real, it's a lot of responsibility being a mistress and I'm just not there right now. I got other shit on my mind that I'm loving. So is what it is, right? All right. So then he says, well, let's just have a threesome. I'll come to your town. All right, so
slow blink. I'm sorry, you missed my slow blink just now. I'm
right.
So
sorry. The slow blink, right? Like it's the slow blink enough that like I have to take my glasses off. Did you really just say that kind of shit out your mouth to me, right? All right, so he wants his threesome, right? And of course, like you, I said, you're not ready for a threesome.
No, boo.
The emotional capacity.
You don't even know how to listen to follow directions right now, motherfucker. Like
I just said to you, I'm not
can't even be a good sub right now. You ain't even listening to follow directions.
You're not even listening
right now.
So why? Like you're not listening. So I said to him, I was like, what makes you think you want a threesome? Right, because I just wanted to know because I mean most people want to threesome because it's it's highly publicized. It's like ooh, but see people in the lifestyle that means absolutely nothing.
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing. So what makes you think you want a threesome? Then he goes into I want to be in the lifestyle. What makes you think? You want to be in the lifestyle. Like when I tell you, and mind you, he is still not giving me an answer. Now, these questions are there. I can read them verbatim. Yes. I said, what makes you think you want a threesome? And he was like, you're beautiful. What? So then I backed up, because of course, right, the slow blink. What makes you think you want to be in the lifestyle? Mind you, I'm not guiding you through it. I think I said that.
Exactly.
And he says, I think I'm interested. I have all these emotions. I said, read a book. Again, get a library card. Everything can be found in a book, including the lifestyle.
Yep.
So anyway, so he says to me, I'm going to come up there. No, I'm going to come down there to see you, right? He lives in the South. I live in the Mid-Atlantic. He says, no, I know. So my nerd in me just got insulted. I'm going to come down there and see you. I said, where you live, you can't go any further south or you'll be in the ocean. Right? That's what I said, right? And he says, you know what I meant. No, the fuck I didn't. I know what you said.
And you know what you meant? Do you know?
No. So then he says, you don't want any of this. And then there was the 2-minute pause. No, wait. You don't want any of this question mark. And then the 2-minute pause. And I thought to myself, and those who know me well know exactly what I was thinking. No, I don't want your.
Yeah, you got that right. We don't want.
So I said to him, I said, dear,
exactly.
Dear, dot.
Give him the ellipses, honey. Give it.
Dear, how old are you? Right. And he replies back, 28.
Girl, you get your.
And I said to him, sweetheart, have you ever been to a lifestyle party?
Ever.
I just asked, have you ever even been to one? Ever. Even down there. Where he's from, there's plenty of them. I know about them. So I'm like, where have you been to one before? And he says, no, but I'm really interested. And I said, where did you find out about lifestyle parties? Because typically, no, he's not from Atlanta. The engineer said he must be from Atlanta. He's actually not from Atlanta. Because when I say if he goes any further south, he'd end up in the ocean. He'd end up in the ocean. Miami. Thank you very much. He is from Miami. So, which I call, hashtag Gomorrah. Right? Yeah. So I said, what makes you think you want to be in the lifestyle? And what makes you think that I want to be in the lifestyle with you? And then I paused and I said, you know what? convince me. And I sat back and I waited for him to convince me.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Do you know what I got?
Child. Ooh, child.
Things do not get easier.
Listen, I try to tell you, it just goes downhill from here.
And I maybe solicited a little bit, but I was going to humor him because he was so intent on this. I mean, if you could have really read like verbatim, if I really read to you verbatim what this man said to me, or this boy said to me, you know, you would have been like, oh shit, right? Like he was so animated and he looked so excited about it and everything was so new and glamorous. I was like, okay, let me not be this way. Do I want to entertain my cougar ship, right? Of course I didn't, but I said entertain me today because I'm sitting at work and I ain't doing shit.
I got time, like I said.
I got time. Now I told you, I started this whole thing with I'm satisfied in my relationship status, but I was going to let him, and I told him that. I am satisfied in my relationship status. I told him that specifically. I got 10 seconds. I asked him to convince me. Do you know what he sent?
Not a mother. He sent a dick pic.
He sent a dick pic. On that note, he just talked his way out of some ass. And we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with this week's Hump Day Discourse.
Jesus.
He sent me a dick pic.
Join the club that gives you stuff. Hey, thanks! Radio Loyalty. Here's how it works. Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then, you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right? Radio Loyalty. Click that banner to join now.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council. Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin' Street? Girlin' Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bathwater to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe, but are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time?
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
You know what? Engineer. We're cutting up with an engineer.
We are cutting up with the engineer
He's supposed
tonight.
to be protecting us.
Shout out to Dre.
Hey, Dre.
Yeah, you're supposed to be protecting us
from ourselves. Okay?
Yes, you're supposed to be protecting
I'm like
us.
a 2-year-old running around with scissors.
Oh my God.
I literally am.
You can tell. Yeah, he said yes, we can tell.
Exactly.
Cutting off people's balls with your safety scissors.
Stop it, Dre. All right. Damn.
But this was the thing. So back to this unsolicited or maybe slightly solicited. I don't think I solicited a dick pic because I was very like clinical.
This
with
is the time where we need you to be original. She was inviting originality.
I opened the door.
I'm sorry
for this, right? I opened the door for this, right? Mostly for entertainment. Now, mind you, I have already been very specific with him about that I'm not interested and that I was good with where I'm at, but I wanted to know where he was coming from. So I said, "What makes you think you want to do? Like, please convince me, right? Enlighten me.
You feel like you have a stance here.
You feel like you have a stance because he was trying. So I said, you know, basically, I'm thinking, all right, here's your 5 minutes.
Here you go.
You want the job? Convince me.
Come on.
Right? So I let him go on.
Give me your elevator pitch, nigga. Like, come on.
Right. So I let him go on and shit, right? And he's talking about he saw YouTubes on this, and he follows this group or that group or this group, and everything they seem to do is so much fun. And I'm thinking about the groups that he's talking about, and yeah, they're fun groups to be a part of. Yeah. So I said to him, have you ever, like, why didn't you just go? Yeah. Or get yourself invited? Like, yeah. Single men, yeah, you gotta pay a little bit more. Usually you gotta bring something with you. But if you're about that life, it's worth it, So like, why didn't you go? So then I asked him like this. I said, well, you never been to a lifestyle party? You ever been to like a swingers club?
Something.
Just something, just get your feet wet? Come on, man. And then he said, no. I said, look, I'm going bare bottom here. Have you ever been to a strip club?
Please.
Like, just something.
Give me something, bro. Give me something.
Please tell me. Please tell me. And right. I have, you have, Dre has, we've all been to a strip club. Probably way too many times, more than we'd like to admit.
Yeah.
But this 28-year-old boy, and this is why he's a boy to me, said no. I said, then you have no clue what you're interested in. I was like, you don't even know. Damn, you don't even have the slightest, like, foggiest idea of what you think you might be interested in.
I can't even be your mistress. I gotta be your fucking crossing guard. Like, yo, you need some help getting across the street, man.
Like, he's not ready.
Yo, Dre is dying.
Right. Like, no, like, this nigga, I don't know what he wasn't a bad looking boy. He looked like a boy. He didn't have a full beard yet.
Show me pictures.
I was like, what? I sure will.
Yes.
He's like a little fucking boy. Like, he looks like a little boy. But, like, his conversation. Then I thought to myself, you live in Gomorrah.
Yeah, man.
How the hell are you so green?
He was hiding under a rock.
And then to go after Dr. Salacious life. Like, what? Have you lost your mind? Do you really think you're ready for that?
He had some real lofty goals.
I told him he wasn't ready for that. And I told him he needed to go to school. And I told him get a library card. And he said he had a baby on the way. And I was like, what? Did you slip and fall in the pussy? Because you did not seduce your way there.
He couldn't have possibly.
Is
he funny? Did he at least knock joke his way in the bed? Like,
maybe. Like, I think he got someone with really low self-esteem.
I mean, he's cute, isn't he?
He's actually not bad looking.
Okay.
So maybe she just wanted a cute baby.
She's probably even younger than him.
And she's probably even younger than him. Like, and then I started thinking even deeper. Like, what the hell is going on with society that, like, this man is 28 years old and hasn't experienced anything. Like, no life. Like, how does that happen?
I mean, my sex life didn't get better until I got divorced. I will admit that. Like, it was.
Well, I mean, my sex life definitely got better after I got divorced. But my thought is that, like, I wouldn't even know what I like at this point without some of the experience that I had that didn't necessarily add up to a whole like marriage. But at least I went out here and there. And
I experienced enough to know what I didn't want, which helped me prepare for marriage.
Right.
So I learned, through error.
But you know what? That ain't helped me because I knew exactly what I didn't want. Guess what I married? What I didn't want.
Okay, I married. I knew exactly what I didn't want, and then when I got married, I realized what I really wanted.
And it wasn't what you had married.
Yeah. And that was unfortunate for the both of us. And so when I did, when we did separate, oh shit, man.
You went hog wild?
Yo, the world was my oyster, and I was trying to make a pearl necklace.
Oh shit! You were so funny.
I know.
I cannot with you. See, this is why we can't have Salacious life.
It's not Salacious.
Two writers in the same room because
we nasty. We're inherently nasty.
No, like I'm deliciously improper.
I'm inherently nasty.
She's inherently nasty. I'm just delicious. There's no other way to describe it. I'm just improper. Like, I can't say that I'm nasty.
I'm inherently nasty, vivaciously vulgar, whatever.
I'm definitely vulgar. I would give the vivaciously vulgar. I agree with that. You know, but there's a lot of ways to describe me. I wouldn't necessarily call myself nasty because I'm too skilled at it now to be nasty. Nasty was back in the day.
I can be a calculating little cunt. You know, I could do that.
I mean,
too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, I'm definitely a calculated lover.
Yeah.
Unless there's like, you know, some sort of like mood altering substance involved.
I just feel like I feel like a sad little diagnostic machine. All I'm doing is just looking at people and just be like, you are not.
So
no.
why aren't you living any of this? Like, I mean, shit. Instead of like diagnosing him, you could have went on a date.
I could have went on a date, but that's the whole thing. It's like unfortunately,
like he's probably reasonably local. Like, yeah, I mean, my dude was like 900 miles away, so it was no entertaining.
Unfortunately, due to the fact of me being a sad little diagnostic machine, I can't I used to be able to bypass it. Like I used to be able, that discernment capability is not as much fun as people think it would be. Yeah. And so like for like the first couple of years, I was able to, just kind of bypass it, swallow, just get past it. But now I've reached a point where I've been single so long.
You can't get past it.
I can't get past it. And I'm really in a space where I really can't get past it.
It's so funny because, and
Lord knows I want to. Like, I still have,
like you and I, we ran and somewhat run in the same circles, even though we've kind of grown and I've fallen back from the life a little bit. We still run.
I haven't even gotten as far into the life as you.
You didn't go as far as I did into the life.
I can handle it if I wanted to.
Right.
But I have not.
But I live unapologetically, so if I can't knock it until I rock it.
Yeah.
I mean, for real. So that's like really what that was. But I wonder sometimes, did I take away from, did I make myself so educated in the realm that I've made it so that I can't enjoy the novice?
It's no longer, it's become a science. You have it down
to a science.
And therefore you can't, but the whole thing is, biology is a science. So you aren't able to enjoy the organics of it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe not.
Okay.
Not as easily as I once could. Like I used to just kind of feel my way through things. Now it's like I'm way more calculated.
Well, that probably comes more with age than anything else. I won't necessarily chalk it up to that, and I'm not trying to,
I Google everything before I do it. Yeah. Like I have to research and read everything.
I'm not so much I'm not trying to.
That library card is
it's
ready and active.
It's a real thing.
I have it even on an app, so I don't even if I forget it, I always have it because I always got one of my phones. Like the shit is real.
Not to gas you up, but it comes with age. And our time, we have understood, is getting shorter. So therefore, research is more important because we don't have that much time to be sitting here figuring shit the fuck out.
Time.
We ain't got time to figure shit the fuck out. And so, once you are aware of things that we weren't aware of before, we really realize, that along with that awareness of what we like or don't like, we also aware of the fact that we ain't got that much time to really enjoy what we've now realized that we like. So I'm not
because we've just wasted the last 20 years on
trying to go with
the flow and figure out what we like. And now that we know, it's like, look,
who has time?
I want it now.
Yeah.
And I want it good, and I want
Jennifer
it right.
Lewis said, I only got this many summers left. You think I'm gonna let you have a summer? You can't have
none
of my summers.
You might get a weekend, and if you play your cards right, you might get a month. And if you continue to put it down the way you're supposed to, then you might earn a summer. And who knows?
Yeah.
You might be the one.
Yeah.
I mean, let's
if you can make it past
if you can get it through in 90 days. And I
still haven't had anything since I've been divorced, really be make it past 90 days. I'm dead ass serious.
That's hard. It's hard. I mean, I've only really had one or two. Now I've been divorced a little bit longer than you. I've had one or
fuck
two.
buddy dynamics last for a long period of time, but
fuck buddy dynamics typically do last
together, but don't last that long.
But fuck buddy relationships typically last because you only become fuck buddies because the sex is good.
Yeah.
You have an understanding, so nobody ever crosses the emotional line. So then it becomes simple. Now it always tends to fuck up when something
now from a mathematical standpoint, let me break this down. You got to think about it. Like, I had a fuck buddy for 2 years. I just
gonna go there with me.
Yeah, mathematics. Right. We're gonna break down the mathematics.
Something I understand. Mama's going to say things the way I understand them.
Yeah. So mathematically speaking, you know, you have 52 weeks in a year.
Right.
I have a standing weekly appointment with this person for, let's say, just for a year. We'll take the 1 year.
Right, so 52 chances.
52 chances, actually less than that, because you got a minus 12 because, you know, Mother Nature does her fizzle, you know, and if you ain't about running the red lights, you got to knock out 12.
So we got 40 weeks.
40 weeks.
40 chances.
No, you have 40 chances. Like,
40 chances.
So you're talking about 40 sexual, you know, encounters with one another. So that's 40 days, cumulatively speaking. That's not even a 90-day period, my friend.
No.
Cumulatively speaking, it's still not enough.
Yeah. I mean, just to put it in that perspective, like, they haven't put in any work.
Stats. I'm really just.
That's true. 40 days is not a long time. I mean, if you're only meeting up with somebody once a week.
Strictly for sex, like, we only synchronize our watches to do that. Dead serious. Like, wasn't no ifs, ands, wasn't no cute stuff on the phone. Like, it was literally, that's what it was.
Like we would text each other like, yo.
All
right.
Okay.
12. Cool.
Okay.
And
you get up right now? Yeah, I'm on my way. You tired? You good? You hungry? You want to go because we're stocking up on everything that we need, because once we get in our house,
it's on, so there's no leaving out.
Team no sleep. You know, we that was it. And so it's just like, when you think about that, really, yeah.
Oh, by the way, everyone, it's like 3 degrees in here. So if you're wondering why we have hats and scarf on, and like I have on like a turtleneck, because it's not only December outside, it is December in here, because we got to keep it cold in here, because there's like equipment that you guys can't see. I mean, so I just want to throw it out there. The reason why we are bundled up is because we have to keep the studio chilly for the equipment.
Yes.
So don't think that we're just like weird.
No. Speaking of which, I'm going to make sure I put my long johns on and get my Under Armour popping when I got to come in every week. Oh, this is killer. Bonnie, you killing this. Come on, baby. Like, can I get a space heater at least for my toes? Like, I'm a yo. Like, come on.
We used to have a space heater at like the other studio. It was icy, but then it went away.
So that's why he said
he was going to bring us Snuggies next time.
Yo, bring me a Snuggie, yo.
Yo, bring Snuggies. We will be up in here.
Sure don't blend it with the green screen.
Right. So no green Snuggies, because then we'll look like we're sucking in.
Yeah. I go in the sunken place, like the black sunken place. Like,
you see? Oh my God. Can you imagine floating heads?
I can't, because that's pretty much what it's going to be, man. It's pretty much what it's going to be.
Maybe we'll do that just for fun. One day we'll put on green Snuggies and float into the background. That's like old school, yeah. That's what you should do to my head when I die. They should keep me, put me in a jar, because like, because they might create a body that they need to put this brain up in.
You're right. Do we really? Do we really want that though? Like,
shout out to Lynette on Old School Brew High. He was like, say that for Old School Brew High. Shout out to Lynette. 9 o'clock on Tuesdays. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'm unable to can.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to be doing from this point forward. I think I'm supposed to actually have another date with another guy out here online.
Ooh.
That I actually like.
Did you actually like him? So he still has a chance.
He still has
a friend in Jesus. It's not dried out.
He still has a friend in Jesus.
He can spell Kama Sutra. See, Dre? Yep, he can spell Kama Sutra.
Yeah, all right. Some point in this weekend, either Friday or Sunday, I'm not sure, because Saturday is boy day. You know, we be on some mama shit, like we parents.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So, you know, I have to.
You gotta get in where you fit in.
Exactly, get in where you fit in. So either Friday,
you're not the number one man in my life yet.
Exactly, like either Friday or Sunday. If I don't have this day Friday, I'm gonna try and be where you at. Depending on how I'm feeling. But Friday, I'm gonna try and be where you at.
Right.
Oh, or Sunday. And we will see how that looks.
Or Sunday.
Yeah, and all that good stuff. So it'll be. We'll figure that. We'll see how that goes. He was working my nerves a little bit, just a little bit.
No, your nerves are a little raw. Don't be picky.
Okay. Like, I'm not okay. This time I'm being
this is my thing, though. Right. So like, just go out. You know, nobody's saying you gotta do anything just because you go out. He might surprise you. sometimes men are very different in person. It's like they don't, because feelings aren't conveyed very well through message.
Yeah, because there's no tone.
Yeah. So maybe when you go out with him and he can use his inflection, if he has it, please have it.
To be calm.
Or if he, you know, is charming, let him be charming. Please be charming. Like, you know, dress nice, brush your shoes. Don't come out there with no dusty ass shoes on. Like, brush your shoes. I'm not saying you got to put new shoes on, but at least, you know, polish and brush them. If you don't know how to, there's YouTube for that.
Amen.
Make an effort. You know, shape yourself up a little bit. Put on the good deodorant. You know,
yeah, get the good cologne.
And he might actually make you feel the way you want to feel, but you're gonna have to open the door, because like if you there's nothing coming in if the door is closed. Nothing is coming in if the door is closed. And if you keep slamming it, it's going to stay that way. You got that shit damn near on a vault level. Put on that matter.
Yes. Break.
Let's pay the bills. We'll be right back with Salacious Life. This week's Hump Day Discourse. Amen.
My name is Ruth Rusey. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country 32 years, and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home, and to gain the tools for our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we do, we unite them. We make the community stronger. What I do is something I wish someone had done for me, and I am so grateful I am able to. My name is Meera Batra. I help families see opportunities and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org.
That's the biggest thing, is just empowerment. Just get off of the begging line. Just be proud and just get our pride and our dignity back, because as a child, we're taught how to go and beg for a job. Our parents, they literally taught us how to make sure you pull your pants up. Me, I'm 6'7", so I'm a bigger man. I was always taught how to not be threatening or intimidate people when I go into different interviews or different scenarios. And so we're literally taught how to condition ourselves, condition our speech, everything, in order to go and beg these people for a job, because we know when we walk in the door, I have to tear down 10 stereotypes before I get past hello. So we need to eliminate that. You know, and we need to eliminate that.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
I knew he was gonna say it. We are back.
Yay!
So, alright. We've given you the things to not do. Do not talk yourself out of some ass.
Please.
Women, you can be just as bad.
Please.
Take notes. Like, and for
we'll
real.
discuss that next week. Like, we'll discuss how women talk themselves out of ass, because I've done that too a few times.
Yeah, so maybe we'll talk about women talking them. Since we kind of just talked about men, maybe we'll talk about women. So maybe we'll talk about that next week. Maybe we'll have her back.
Yeah.
But I did want to talk about some of the things, like our lives, like I was saying, our lives keep putting us together.
Yes.
So I'm a judge.
Yes.
For a program or a competition that you're in the planning committee for.
So
how the hell did that happen? And I don't think you knew.
I did not know until she reached out and contacted me, like we aren't already in contact already.
Right.
But I'm actually on the planning committee for Do More Baltimore's Youth Poetry Festival that's taking place in April.
Okay.
During that Youth Poetry Festival, it's actually a full-on slam competition. There's also going to be some open mic workshops, things of that nature for the youth strictly. So for our high school or middle school and high school students that Do More Baltimore works with, they specialize in activism via the arts, via the written arts as far as poetry and whatnot. So they have a poetry festival taking place in the first weekend of April. You were brought on to be a judge for the Youth Poet Laureate competition, which is actually sponsored by Baltimore City, City Hall, Enoch Pratt Library, and Do More Baltimore.
What I tell people, library card. Okay. Just had to throw it out there.
So Dr. Wren Avery will actually be one of the judges, hopefully to judge some of the written work that'll be coming in. He'll actually be interviewing them in a group setting. You'll also be seeing them as far as when they compete at City Hall that same week, and hopefully you'll be able to come in and possibly be a judge for the actual poetry festival later on that weekend, that Saturday.
Well, I mean, apparently, like I signed on. You know, I'm a writer.
Yes.
I'm a reader. I advocate literacy.
Yeah.
I advocate the written arts.
Yeah.
So you can just go ahead and
So in the
I'll do the whole thing.
So in the planning committee, there are subcommittees, and I am the chair of the marketing committee. Clinky dink. And here I am at an internet radio station discussing it. Coincidence? I think not. But
she didn't use me for my platform. No, I'm just playing.
No, not at all. But feel free to go on social media and check out Do More Baltimore, or check out Do More Baltimore.
We'll post the link. We'll get it out there. You'll be able to find it.
Don't worry about it. We'll have that taken care of. I will be here promoting it regularly all the way up to April.
Absolutely.
I will make that happen. But one more plug. I got one more plug.
Shout out to Kenneth Slangston.
Yeah. Shout out to Slangston Hughes. Shout out to Kenneth Something. Shout out to Olu Butterfly. Shout out to Chenier. Yes, all these folks are Do More Baltimore team. Shout out to Lady Breon, our great leader, and all of the folks that are behind the scenes as far as in our subcommittees. God bless all of us. We got
this
quite a way
is
to go.
actually going to be fun because, like, as a mom, I'm always interested to see young people do more things.
My son will probably be present.
My son will
last
probably
year
be present.
because of where it was placed. It was his birthday, so he wasn't present. He
went to do his birthday thing, right?
I had to go and do the same. Like I literally showed up that morning, did my voluntold situation, and then I had to go.
I'm sure if I throw it out there, like, the family will be there, the boy will be there, my boy will be there, we'll be there. Like, you want to see me judge people? Wow. Like, for real?
Children, they're children.
I'm judging children, but look, children still need to learn. We ain't giving no trophies for participation. Put in the work.
Actually, we're not.
Put in the work.
That's
no,
true.
we're not giving out trophies for participation. We are looking for them to work, to compete, to really get a taste of what enjoy the camaraderie, to learn, to grow, to commune with others, with like-minded, and it's a safe space
for the next for a couple of days.
But I will be judging them, and and I'm gonna be fair. Like, I'm a fair person. I'm a fair and just person. I try to be. I grow to be that way. I strive to be that way, especially with children. I'm not nearly as short with children, except for the child that sent me
no mercy
with my own child.
No,
but that's different because we're rearing in that fashion versus
we do what we want. So tomorrow night, you coming out tomorrow night?
What's tomorrow night? Oh, the hip-hop. Hip-hop Open Mic is tomorrow night.
Yeah, Caesar Productions, Speaker Box Entertainment brings forth Baltimore hip-hop karaoke at Motor House on North and Howard Street. I will be at the door. Najah B. Najah, a.k.a. The Enforcer. I take your money at the dough.
I might come through. I might come through, for real.
Yeah, once again, I'll probably see if I can share the actual event on your page.
We'll share it out.
It's $10 on Eventbrite, but $15 at the door, and I will get that extra $5 off, you trust. But if you want to save a little coin,
go on Eventbrite. We'll put the links up. Yeah, we'll definitely get it.
Hip hop karaoke.
Girl, it's been real,
isn't it?
I got 1 hour left in Hump Day. I need to take my ass where I can get some ass. So, good night, all.
Good night.
Love life. Be brave. Live unapologetically. This is this week's Hump Day Discourse. See you next week. Maybe we'll talk about how women talk their way out of some ass.
Woo, child.
Good night.
Good night.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council. Is what it is. Radio show.
Go ahead. All right, listen. All right, say situation. Cause I keep telling y'all, it's different situations in the child support thing. You can't just pinpoint one thing. You can't just say, "Oh, here deadbeat. That's why you're on child support." Oh, he this. That's why you're on child support. Oh, she this. That's why she on child support. No. Sometimes it could just go off of, "Oh, I just called him and asked him, can he pay for the pictures? He ain't want to pay for the pictures. I'm taking his ass downtown." Yup.
Well, you got to know. Know who you dating.
Hold up. I just called her. I just called her and asked could she just get Junior some shoes. She couldn't even get him no church shoes. I'm taking her ass downtown. Now, when you go downtown,